Let me get it going. Can Olga, I can see you. So can you shake your head? Yes, you can see my screen. Yay! Woo! Okay, so what we're going to do is this is the new Ambassador Training 101 series. And like I said, it's 8 weeks long. This is technically week 1, but we're actually in week 2. We kind of switched weeks around. But this is going to go over the nuts and bolts and the why, the goals, the plan, and your belief. So it's going to be awesome. So get your pens and paper ready. What's going to be covered in the 101 series? Week 1, we're going to cover, like I said, the nuts and bolts and basic terminology. We're going to cover the intro to the success guide. Some of you might have not even received your success guide, so we're going to kind of go over that a little bit. What is your why? What are your goals? What is your plan of action? What about going silver and getting 500 PV? Creating your Frank's lists. Some of you might have already know what a Frank's list is. Some of you are like, what's that? We're going to go over that. Building your belief and creating a database. And week 2, we're going to talk about the products and be a product of the product. And actually, we talked about that last week. Week 3 is sharing Plexus and shows social media, smart and strategic posting. I think Michelle Perrine is up next for next week for that. So that will be next Tuesday at 8 o'clock, and it's going to be great. So everyone needs to tune in there, because once you start these series, you're going to want the whole kit and caboodle, because it's awesome. And week 3, we're going to also talk about the resources, the Plexus Learning Center, the YouTube channels, and the opportunity calls, some things, some tools that you can use to plug into. And week 4 is the events. And it's talking about like your business launch, your opportunity, and the corporate events. So the nuts and bolts of the basic terminology. As you can see, there's 2 things that you'll always want to memorize. When you call into the number to Plexus Worldwide, the way that they identify you is 1 by your ambassador number. So that's going to be a key thing that you're going to need to know is your ambassador number. Also, for you to be able to be successful in this business, obviously, if you're going to share it, you'll want to know what your website is. And if by chance, just to kind of put it out there, if by chance you're brand new and you forgot what your website is, or every once in a blue moon, you'll create a website, but sometimes it's taken. And if it's taken, it will default to your name, just so that you know. And if by chance you forget, or if the website's not working, it could be a chance that it's defaulted to your name. You can ask your sponsor to go in and check your website, and they can go in their back office and click on your ambassador number, and it will actually give them your website. Just the last part of it, because the beginning of your website is the shopmyplexus.com, and then the slash is after the slash is what your website is. And also take note in like the chapter 1, page 6 in your success guide for the Plexus customer service contact info and hours. And they do work Monday through Friday, and then also work a set of amount of hours on Saturday as well, and Sunday that they are closed. So definitely put that number in your speed dial of your phone, because you'll probably use it, especially as you get customers. You might need to help them with something, or you might run into an issue, and you're going to need to know customer services number. And to the right of the screen is the Let's Get You Started with the Plexus Worldwide Success Kit. That's kind of what it looks like. Okay, so the nuts and bolts, the basics and the terminology, we're going to continue forward, logging into your back office and getting familiar. This is so big. It is amazing. Now, in the future, there could be some trainings coming up about your back office. I do some of the trainings in the back office and teaching people how to kind of utilize the new back office. It's a great tool to, if you're new in the back office, I find it very, very good to just kind of click through. I mean, your dashboards are going to show your PV. It's going to show you a lot of information. Your reports are going to show you a lot of information about your customers, about your team members. But the really cool thing is that you can actually set up a training plan on your dashboard. And your training, and as you can see, on the screen, I don't know if anybody can see me pointing here, but here's the training plan, and it gives you, I cannot tell you guys, under the communication plan also is a great, or under the communication tab is also a great tool because it also has training videos in there, and it's going to give you how to get started, how, intro to like the message center. It gives you every single thing that you could possibly think of about starting Plexus. It gives you a great video on it. It gives you product information in there about every single product. It gives you videos to share. I mean, it's huge. So I just encourage everyone to go through there and just kind of click around in the communication center, the training tab, and really get familiar with that, because you're going to find it's very, very useful, especially being a new ambassador. It's going to help you learn the business part of it. It's going to build your belief in the company, because the more that you can gain knowledge, the better your business is going to be. So when you joined, you set up a username and password. We're logging into our back office. I kind of like did a little rabbit trail there for a second. If you have trouble when trying to register, you still have trouble, enter your ambassador ID and your user ID and click forgot password, and it will email it to you. Watch the videos like I told you in the training plan. Your back office is your virtual office. You know, that's just a really cool tip that I want to share really quickly for me personally. When I tell people when they join Plexus, they'll say, well, what do I get when I join Plexus? And I tell them that they get a great package of wonderful products. I tell them that they get their very own website that they can share with family and friends, whether you want to work the business or not. And I also tell them that they get their very own virtual office, just like if you had 4 walls, but it's virtual. So you can sit at home in your jammies and work your business. And they seem to really, really like that. You can, in your back office, you place your wholesale orders or your monthly orders. You can review the reports, the Multimedia Learning Center, which is under the Communications tab, and then track your sales and your team activity. You can see your entire team. So it's really, really great to like plug into your back office and really get to know it. And if you still have problems, reach out to your sponsor, and they should be able to help you as well. So some of the terminology for those that are new or maybe seasoned, maybe you might not know of all this. But the PV, what does PV mean? PV is your personal volume, or in other words, like your sales that represent your commission volume. Now, you're commission qualified on 3 things that are required: 100 in PV, which is $100 in sales, your backup order selected and on, and your annual website fee of $34.95 paid. So when you join Plexus, most generally people buy the welcome pack, and it's encouraged that you buy the welcome pack. And the reason being because it has so many useful tools in there, and it also is very duplicatable. When you show that they need to buy their welcome pack, it also gives them a discount as a one-time shot deal to purchase that welcome pack. But also, you are getting a weekly bonus when you have people buy their welcome pack. Hello, that's like money the following week. That's super exciting. So, but the 100 in PV, a lot of folks, and the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of folks kind of not really freak out. Freak out's not the word I like to use, but they get very concerned when they say, oh my gosh, I have to do $100 in PV. No, that's not you doing $100 in PV. It can be. I mean, if you're going to be a product of the product, most generally everyone does the triplex combo. You're already commission qualified. For me, I do the Fab 4 plus the Mega X plus the Block plus the Ease Cream. I do it all. But anyway, 100 PV or $100 in sales, it can actually come from a customer, or it can come from you, or it can come from a combination of both. So your monthly volume, or the monthly order that you put in every month, that counts towards that 100 PV. And that's what's awesome about Plexus. Your backup order, an auto shipment that you set up as an ambassador, it's to make sure that you are commission qualified. I always tell my team that I said, think of it as like an insurance policy. It's always to make sure that you get commission on your products, your customers, your team members. It's it's such a good thing, and always have it. If you're ordering products every month, there's no reason not to have it on. The default of the backup order is conditional, meaning that the backup order would only process if you don't have $100 in PV. Now, the backup order also will process to ensure that the ambassadors get their $100 in PV to be commission qualified. So make sure the backup order selected you explain to your new ambassadors. So what that means is, just to kind of break it down a little bit, is you can have conditional or unconditional. Most people have it as conditional, meaning that if for some reason all your customers turned into ambassadors, let's just say that, for example, and that's a rock star awesomeness. If all your customers turned into ambassadors, and let's say that, something happened and you had a flat tire and it was the last day of the month and you forgot to order. Well, if all your customers turned into ambassadors, you don't have any sales, then what happens? Well, if you don't have your backup order on to automatically ship out because you didn't have 100 PV, you lost out on all that commission or all those building bonuses. That's pretty sad. So we always want to make sure that it's either conditional or unconditional. So I always have mine conditional because I always have my own products. I make sure that, on the 15th and the 30th of every month, I place an order. And I just do that personally. That's kind of a routine for me. So I know that regardless if I have sales or not, that's always, I'm getting commission on my own products, so why not order? Unconditional, I have several ambassadors on my team that currently do it as unconditional as well. And unconditional means it's going to ship out regardless. So you know how like preferred customers, they have an auto shipment of every month, whatever date that they decided to be a preferred customer. You can set up your backup order just like that. So instead of going in manually and ordering every month, you can actually set it up to go out regardless if you have $100 in sales or not. So it's really, really cool. Either way, you have control of that, and that's what's really awesome. Your downline. What does your downline mean? Your downline means your ambassadors that you personally sponsored or that is currently on your team. So let's say that you sponsored your best friend and your best friend sponsored her mom. That's still your downline. So it's anywhere from the people that you personally sponsored all the way down. It doesn't matter how many levels it goes down, they are still part of your downline. Upline, your sponsor and the ambassadors above your sponsor. So whoever sponsored you is your upline. Whoever sponsored them is your upline. So your upline can go all the way up to, Celeste Quinn, depending on who you've signed under. Your jewel. What is a jewel? An ambassador who reaches emerald, sapphire, or diamond ranks, which are the top 3 ranks of the company, ranks that corporate recognizes as leadership positions. So those are awesome. And it's an awesome goal to strive for those 3 levels. Retail customer, a customer that simply makes a one-time purchase at a retail cost. It's a 60-day money-back guarantee is applied. And then what is a preferred customer? Preferred customer is awesome. That's all I can say about that. A customer that signs up for a monthly auto shipment of the products at a discounted rate off the retail price. You still get the 60-day money-back guarantee. And I always encourage my team to always shoot for that preferred customer. Some people might get a little scared when you say they have an auto shipment, but when they know that they have complete control, that they can cancel online at any time, and that they have control of when they can change when they order their products per month, they have all that control, and it's really, really awesome. So I always shoot for the preferred customer, and the reason being is because you also get a preferred customer bonus on all the products that they order. But it's also great when you immediately tell them that they can save about 10 to 15%. That's pretty awesome, and people always want to save money. One second. Okay. Now, when do we get paid? Monthly on the 15th of the month for prior month's activities. and weekly on Fridays for the previous week's activities, like building bonuses. Like when you have people that you personally sponsor every week, you will get a building bonus that you get when someone joined your team on your first 4 levels. You get paid out weekly. Now, one of the things that I want to stress to you, a lot of people ask me all the time, well, Kim, I had somebody join Sunday and I didn't get paid. Okay. Well, the reason why you didn't get paid is because our weeks go from Sunday through Saturday. So if you joined up on a Sunday, that week started a brand new week, so you would not get paid until 2 Fridays after. Does that make sense? I hope. So if you joined like somebody tonight, then you would get paid not this Friday, but you would get paid next Friday because it's in that week of Sunday through Saturday. So I just like to give that little tip because a lot of people don't know when our weeks start and end. So this is the success kit and the guide, your roadmap to success. I'm not kidding you guys. When I started Plexus, I got a book. And it was great, and it gave me all the information that I needed to work my business. But I'm a hands-on girl too, so I kind of looked at my book, learned a little bit about the commission plan, learned about how to, do things with different customers, so on and so forth. But this success guide, you guys have got a huge opportunity in front of you. This is amazing. It gives you cards to get, to really help you learn about the products. It gives you talking points on those cards. It gives you cards of the products. That's what I'm talking about. So if you're wanting something about the BioCleanse, you can pull up the BioCleanse card and show them what the BioCleanse and the ingredients in it. It gives you talking points, how to talk to a customer in it. It is absolutely amazing. It also gives you a price guide. That is awesome because I get asked all the time, well, Kim, how much is the BioCleanse at retail? How much is the BioCleanse at preferred customer? So I always keep it in my purse now because even though I've been in Plexus for 21 months, most generally my customers order the triplex combo or the Fab 4. And so when they ask me, well, what does the BioCleanse cost? I'm honest. I'm like, I have no idea. Let me look at my card. Because I don't have enough people just to order BioCleanse by itself. I always do the combos most generally. Also, it gives you a Let's Get Started guide, and that's right here if you can see me pointing and circling. That is huge because in that book, it gives you detailed real-life scenarios that will really help you and guide you and give you and be a tool to help you when you're talking to a customer, or even if you're just learning about the company and about the products. This is a great opportunity and a great way to use these tools that are given to you to kind of expand your business and be more confident. And as you're doing this, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit, that it's going to help start building your confidence in what you're doing. You should walk around and be proud that you own your own business and you are your own boss. So that's awesome. But if you're always wondering, oh my gosh, what do I do when I start? Well, this quick start guide right here, it opens up and it will tell you step by step steps that you need to do to get started on your business. And then you can just go through this Learn to Earn. That's your compensation plan, all wrapped up in this little booklet. It is amazing. And there's also videos online on YouTube that you can share with other people as well. And it's about the compensation plan. It's a brand new video that just came out. It's superb. It goes into detail about how we get paid. So it's simple enough that anyone can understand it. So when you join Plexus, a lot of times you might have your sponsor say, okay, well, Olga, I want you to write down your why. Or Faith, can you give me some goals that you want? So I love this because, when I first started Plexus, my why was much, much different. And your why will most likely change. You might not have passion for the products or opportunity yet, but you do have passion about your why. Identify your why and keeping it at the forefront of your mind, and it will drive your business and it will drive your success. Dream big and know your purpose. And I want to give you a really quick example. When I started Plexus, I didn't want the business. I just wanted to get healthy. because I was super, super sick. And that's all I wanted. And then I found out I could get my products for free. So that was my next goal. I wanted to, it's not even a why. I wanted to get healthy. That was kind of like my why. And then once I started having success, my why changed immediately. My why turned out to be I want to help my sister, who's type 1 diabetic. And I was like, holy cow, if this can help me, it can help her. Well, that quickly changed too. It just continued to build and build and build. And the more that I learn about Plexus, and I learn something new every single day, but the more that I learn about Plexus, you will have trials and tribulations, but you just keep going. And how do you keep going? You keep thinking about your why. And there are many times that you get reminded of your why when you least expect it. And so my why has went from getting my products or getting healthy and getting my products for free to helping my sister to now my why is so big that I want to open an adoption agency and help fund it. So, and my why continues, and you just think of your why as if money was no object. Think of what you would dream about if you were a little girl or little boy. What was your biggest dream? Was it to go to Disney World? Was it to go to Jerusalem? Another why is when I become a Diamond Ambassador, I want to go to Jerusalem and see Jesus's tomb. That's just a why I'm in this, because I want that freedom and I want to be able to do it. So think big, because anything is possible. Goals. My team hears me talk about this all the time, probably until they're blue in the face. But I am a firm believer, I am living proof that when you write down your goals, it does happen. 42% of all people that write down their goals, 42% of them is reachable. 42% of people that write down goals reach their goals. That's huge. That's almost half. So your goals should align with your why and have short-term goals and long-term goals, but your short-term goal should feed into your long-term goals, if that makes sense. Write them down, make them like SMART. And some of us that have been to other trainings, you've heard about the SMART. It's a really great guide to kind of really think about them. Be specific, make it measurable, make it attainable, make it relevant, and make it a time bound. Put a date. So let's say that you join Plexus and your immediate why is, I want to take my kids to Disneyland, but I want to do it by January of 2017. Then you put that specific date, January 2017. Why do you do that? Because you're setting a goal and you're setting a time limit. So then your mind is going to say, oh, I've got to do this because I want to take my kids to Disneyland. So it's always going to be in your forefront. If for some unforsaken reason that you do not make it in January of 2017, doesn't mean that you didn't reach your goal. It just means you have a different expiration date. So put it for February 2017. Just write them down. I cannot tell you enough that writing them down just makes it more attainable for people, and you basically become accountable for yourself. Goals or dreams that are not written down are just wishes. Just remember that. So great first short-term goal, go silver. For those of you who do not know, what does silver mean? Silver means 3 people, that's it, to join your team. 3 of your best friends, 3 of your family members, 3 of the combination of both, 3 of your coworkers, 3 of your neighbors, 3 of your, fitness instructors, 3 of your librarians, 3 of your doctors or nurses. I'm just giving you wild examples of 3 people that you could possibly know. So going silver, personally sponsoring 3 qualified ambassadors. What does qualified mean? Means they paid their $34.95, they bought a welcome pack, and they have their auto qualification on, or the backup order on. Achieve that $500 in PV. Guys, it only takes about 3 to 4 people, including your own, 3 to 4 people plus your own order to get 500 PV. That's really not difficult. I know that everyone on this call tonight knows at least probably 5 people that need Plexus right off the top of their head. 5 people. And 500 PV makes a huge difference when you are getting a paycheck. $499 gets you 15% commission. $1 more gets you 25% commission. So that's a big difference in pay. So achieving these two goals, you would yield a total of $275 or more depending on how your customers purchase. Preferred customers would yield additional preferred customer bonuses. So let's say, for example, you have a preferred somebody, your best friend, orders, let's say, the triplex combo because it's our #1 and best combo of all. They would get like a $20 product bonus on top of their commission. Hello! It's awesome. So shoot for that. Don't say, oh, 500 PV is too hard. No, you can do it. It's totally attainable. Set it down for a short-term goal. Now, finding 3 people on your team, this is what I love. When I write this out for my team members or my new ambassadors, this is awesome because I try to give them a visual. Because if you tell somebody, oh, you get a $25 or $50 bonus, depending on what welcome pack they buy, sometimes they get lost. They give that, that deer in the headlight stare. So I write it down for them. And I let them see the visual of this is what you can make, as early as next week. As early as next week, you could have a paycheck. So what does that mean? So let's say that, I signed my best friend, Sean, and I also signed my other best friend, Jerry. So I have Sean and Jerry, and then I signed my mom. Let's just say that hypothetically. So I have 3 people. Well, Sean, they all 3 bought the small welcome pack. Small welcome pack next Friday will give me $25 for each one that signed on. So Sean, Jerry, and my mom. Now I have $75 as a paycheck next week. That's just for 3 people. But you know what else is awesome? You get a $100 bonus. When do you get paid that? On the 15th of the month. All your bonuses that you get when you rank advance, you get them on the 15th of every month. That is what is so incredible, especially when you know that you're getting your commission bonus or commission check, but then you also get everything else. You get like your rank advancements bonuses, you get your pay points, and you're going to learn all this stuff in all the trainings that we do. That I get really excited about it because I love our comp plan. It is beyond the best. So commissions, $0 to $99 equals 0 commission. You don't get anything because Plexus takes that first $100 and gives it back to Plexus to help pay the bills, help do the profit sharing, so on and so forth. But $100 to $499 gives you 15% commission, but $500 gives you 25% commission on anything that's over $100. Now remember, that $100 can be from you from being a product of the product, or it can be a combination of you and a customer. That's pretty awesome. Now, achieving your $500 in PV over your welcome pack amount. So your welcome pack is basically what I call mock points. And we're going to talk about mock points a little bit here in I think that's the next slide. But it's kind of like a mock point because you're going to need mock points in your first 30 days if you're really ambitious and want to do what they call fast track gold. So you don't get commission on your welcome pack. The people, your sponsor and above up to 4 levels get paid on your welcome pack a bonus. So like when you join or when you have sponsor people, you're going to get paid a bonus from them when they join. So that's how it gets. And the person above you that sponsored you will get the bonus, so on and so forth, up to 4 levels. So, but anything over your welcome pack, $100 over your welcome pack, you'll start earning commission. And let me just tell you, I have an ambassador that joined Friday, and she's already commission qualified. And that's $100 over her welcome pack, way over her $100 welcome pack. So, an aggressive short-term goal is, like I was just talking about, is the fast track to gold. What does that mean? You know, there's more than fast tracking to gold. You can actually fast track to senior gold, fast track to ruby, and senior ruby. And you know what's really awesome about this? Every single bonus that you have, that you get a $100 bonus when you get to silver. Normally, when you hit gold, you get a $250 bonus. But if you fast track it and do it within your first 30 days, those bonuses double. That's pretty awesome, huh? So fast track gold, what does that mean? That means you personally sponsor 3 qualified ambassadors to go at least silver. Train your team to go silver and their team members to go silver. It doesn't mean that you have to find 20 people. You can find 3 people. You can find 4 people. Teach those people to find people, and you just continue to build. If you get 20 collectively people on your team approximately within your first 30 days, they all buy a welcome pack and they all have their qualification or their backup order on, you get what they call mock points, because normally you have to have 100 points to go gold. Well, during your first 30 days, Plexus allows you to have mock points, which means they're not really there, but they are. And what does that mean? You will get a big bonus. Your $250 bonus will turn to $500. Your $100 bonus will turn into $200. And guess what else? You also get a weekly bonus for every single person that joined your team. That's shocking, but it's amazing, isn't it? So, achieving these goals, you could yield a total payout of like around $783.33. Or more depending on how your customers purchase, which welcome packs the new ambassadors purchase. Preferred customers would yield additional preferred customer bonuses. So like I was talking about, 20 new ambassadors in your levels 1 through 3 that purchase a welcome pack using a $100 welcome pack, for example, average bonus is $16.67 each. $333 approximate total of building bonuses. That to me is amazing. Can you imagine what $300 could do to a family that really, really, truly needed it? I mean, it can be life-changing for them. That's huge. So just work with your team. One-time achievement bonus for silver, 250 fast track gold bonus. So everything, like I told you earlier, we talked about the mock points. Achieving a $500 in PV over your welcome pack, you get a $100 commission check. That's based on your $400 PV. Because remember, your first $100 goes back to Plexus, so you'll get paid. If you have 500 PV, you'll get paid on commission on $400. So you'll make $100. Awesome. So what do you need when you are making your why, when you're writing down your goals, when you're working hard to build your team? How can you do that without like a plan of action? I mean, you're on fire. You're ready to go, but you're kind of like, oh my gosh, what do I do next? Let's make a plan of action. You know, it's kind of like, you know, how basketball teams have set plays that they do on different, you know, different teams or different people, different people that they play and stuff. They have different game plans. Just like a football player, they have different strategies. It's just like that. You've got to put your action and plan in order to get to your ultimate goal or your ultimate why. Your action plan should align with your goals. Aggressive goals, aggressive action. If you say, oh my gosh, if you join my team and say, Kim, you know, this rocks and this comp plan is truly the best, just like you said, I would like to be diamond. Okay, that would be rocking. So let's make an aggressive action plan to get you to diamond. And we have to work one-on-one. And start sharing your excitement about your why. Guys, I cannot encourage you enough. This is one of the biggest things that I try to explain to my team. And everybody has their own journey. And not everyone is going to want to do this right off because they're a little bit camera shy, I always like to say. But I cannot tell you how incredible and how important this is. Share your excitement right when you first start, even if you're a little bit timid about it. Why? Because your journey that you're embarking on could literally change somebody's life. And I mean that 100% from the heart, because I kick myself right now for not really wanting the business at the beginning because I was selfish. I wanted just to get healthier myself. And I didn't want to share my why. I didn't want to tell people that I was broke beyond broke. You know, I didn't want to tell people that I was basically on my deathbed. But doing that and showing that, hey, I'm taking responsibility for this. I'm doing something for not only myself, but for my family and friends. That's huge to somebody that might be struggling with, depression or something. That could be huge for somebody that's suffering from some sort of health issue that you might relate with that is secretly hiding something. Just be bold and share your why. When I share my why of why I want to do Plexus now compared to when I start, that touches so many people. And people come out of the woodwork saying, oh my gosh, Kim, I have a best friend that adopted. Have you thought about this? It just fuels your fire, and it just really helps so many people. Start becoming a product of the product. Do not wait until you have your testimony. I'm going to flat out tell you that. Do not wait. Yeah, it's great, but why wait? We have thousands of testimonies to share. And the person that you probably sponsored you is probably somebody that you know, or someone you know, if that makes sense. So when you're sharing your excitement about your why, share why you're doing it, but then start becoming a product of the product and start sharing your testimony. I don't care. It's not a weight loss company, folks. And just remember, you don't have to lose 30 pounds before you start sharing your testimony. If you start not drinking soda, or if you notice, hey, I didn't have that 2 p.m. nap, or, oh my gosh, I really just went through the entire car wash. I didn't have a traffic jam. Then by all means, share it, because that is huge to somebody that is having those issues. So don't be shy. Share it. And if you need help with coming together with a post, get with your sponsor, get with the sideline, get with the friend, and they'll help you. That's what we're all about. We're one Plexus. We'll help each other. Start building your belief. Okay. Everyone's going to have their ups and downs in Plexus, because if you think Plexus success just goes straight up like this, wrong. I hate to disappoint you, but it's not going to work like that. You're going to be like this. You're going to be thinking you're doing like the hand jive or something, because you're going to be up and down, cross, sideways, zigzag. You're going to do everything. But you know what's exciting about it? And this is something that I've learned, and I've had some trials and tribulations. We all have, including the diamonds. It's your journey. And what I have started to do, and I haven't started very long ago, I started writing down my little trials and tribulations. And so when I become diamond, I can look back and then say, I went through that, really? Well, why didn't I do this? Because you are on your own journey. And when you start reading or watching diamond documentaries, when you start reading other people's testimony, make it a plan of action to do this every single day, 15 minutes. Watch one diamond documentary a day. I challenge you all. Read about 2 products a day, okay? And then start reading testimonies all the time. If you can read 3 testimonies a day, you're rocking. Testimonies are not very long, but that's how you build your belief. Your belief needs to be so rock solid that, if an asteroid hit it, it would not break. That's how big it needs to be. And it's going to be hard at times, but you got to dig your heels in and just know that your journey is going to be one amazing journey, and think about the lives that you're going to change, because it's going to totally be well worth it. And I'm telling you that from experience. Make your Frank's list. List and categorize further. What is your Frank's list? We're going to go over that in just a few minutes. Business launch event. If you have not joined, now granted, I know some of you might have joined last night, some of you might have joined over the weekend, but if you have not planned your launch event or your your exciting new adventure launch, or whatever you want to call it, do so. Get with your sponsor and schedule it this month. It's not too late. And it's just asking a couple friends over, or meet them at a restaurant and just tell them about Plexus. It's no obligation. You just want them to come support you, and tell them that. Just say, it's no obligation. I just want you to come and support me. Come hear about me. Let me help me get practice in doing this in front of a larger group. They'll do it. Just ask them, message them, call them on the phone and ask them personally. It's harder for them to say no if you call them personally, just so that you know that. Just a little tip. Order some business cards, product sample cards. I'm telling you, we've got some great websites where you could order business cards. Get something that fits your personality. Get some product cards. If you go to some of the events, sometimes you can win little product cards, where you can stick a sample of Slim on there. It is absolutely, it's amazing. And you can do so much with one pack of Slim, your business card, and put it in a little packet. You can do so much stuff with that. You can give it to a waitress. You can give it to your dental office. You can give it to your hairdresser. You can sit it in the lounge at a hotel. You can do whatever you want with it. If you're giving it to somebody, get their contact information. It is just a great, great tool. So get business cards, guys. So what is a Frank's List? It's friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids connections, service organizations, or spousal connections. And I just want to kind of stretch that acquaintances. Acquaintances is not people that you kind of know, not know. I always say it's people that you don't know. Okay, so I did not know the librarian. I didn't know her name, didn't know her from Adam. And I wrote down on my Frank's List, I wrote down my list of people that I had, librarian. And then I heard her talk about, one day, I heard her talk about her sinuses and how they were so clogged up, so I wrote sinuses. That's what you can do. You don't have to know them, but make not only a Frank's List, make your Frank's List a ginormous list. The bigger, the better. The bigger your list, the more opportunity you're going to see how big your connection and network is. Because it's not about, oh, I don't know if I can find all these people to join my team. I don't know if I can find any customers. I don't have that many friends. You might not have many friends, but one friend might have 10 other friends. Those 10 other friends might have 1,000 other friends, so on and so forth. It can be huge. So your guide to contacting people about your Plexus, remember that we have products and business opportunities that can change their lives. I always give them the business opportunity, no matter what, because I would have never bought Plexus if it was just meant to be a preferred customer, because I could not afford it. And there are other people out there like me. So I always present the business opportunity, because some people are going to want it the cheapest way possible. And if you pour into them like somebody would pour into you, then their belief's going to grow, and they probably will more than likely turn around to do the business. Not always, but most generally. How aggressive you are with your Frank's List will align with how aggressive your goals are. So if you want to go straight to the top, start making your list. Say, okay, tonight I'm going to add 20 people to my list. The next night I'm going to add 10 more people. The next night I'm going to add 10 more people. Build that list. I challenge you to add 10 people to your list. This is a really cool thing. Take a calendar, and I just learned this, and I'm totally doing it. One of the gems told it last night on this really cool Rock the Pink Live. Take a calendar and put 2 people's names in it every single day, and then contact those people every single day. Or not every single day. Take a calendar and put 2 different people on every single day of the month, and then on that day of the month, contact those people. By the end of the month, you've contacted like 60 people. That's huge. That is an awesome idea. I love it. So if your goal is just to get the products at wholesale and make enough to cover the cost, don't be overwhelmed by this piece of action. If your goals is to grow something bigger, then you should show your plan of action. Like I said, if you can pour into them and just love them where they are right now, sometimes people just want to get their, they want to see results for themselves if they join it at wholesale. That's fine. Love them where they are, but let them know. Always remind them, hey, I could show you how to get your products for free. Would you be interested? Ask. Don't be afraid. Don't let somebody just join at wholesale and then forget about them, because you don't want to forget about them, because you want them to be successful too. Your Frank's List is a living and growing document. Like I said, always add to it, because you're going to, once people join, when people become customers, you're going to be moving them around, taking them off. Analyze your list, and those who know Analyze your list for those who know how Plexus could help them, then search for a testimony or story that might help them. You have many different groups, or you can get into groups that give testimonies, read other people's testimonies, specifically reach out and ask people for their testimony. I get so many people who say, Kim, can I have your testimony? I heard you at so-and-so. Can I have your testimony? So I have it in, I have an Android phone, so I have it saved, and I can just copy and paste it, send it to them. You know, make sure it's compliant, though. Make sure that we're not saying words and claims that we're not supposed to. So just be careful on that. Start reaching out and sharing your excitement and hope. Be genuine and sincere when you reach out. You know, don't, what I always say, don't Plexus vomit over them. However, I'm the worst at it. I will freely take responsibility. I sometimes Plexus vomit. I'm honest. But I can't help it. I get so excited, and then I just say Kimmy language comes out because I just start telling them everything, and then I'm overwhelmed. And I'm working on that. That's one of my weaknesses. I am trying to refrain back, even though I'm excited about it. But expect people to say no. You know, one of my, actually, Leisha, she's my upline. She challenged today, it was really cool, is I challenged you to get 10 no's today. And so we're on a mission to get 10 no's before we go to bed. So I've only gotten 4 today, and I followed up with a lot of people, but I've only gotten 4 no's. So I've got a little work to do still. Because no does not mean no. It just means not yet. Because you don't know what's going on in their lives, you know. So always, always, always follow up. Some people say follow up weekly. Some people say follow up every 2 weeks. I say follow up like every 3 to 4 days. That's just me. That's what works for my system. But just know that when you're following up with people or when you're contacting people, you're planting seeds. Sometimes you have to plant them. Sometimes you have to nurture them. You have to water them. Then you have to nurture them some more and weed eat. But then your harvest comes. So that is just a great, great thing to remember. Don't get worried about the no's. Just move on. Just means not yet. Detach your emotions from it, which is hard, but detach your emotions. They're not rejecting you. They're just basically, they might like need more information, or it might not be the right timing. Timing is everything in this business. There's so many people that are so desperate for our products and opportunity that the no's should just basically push you to so forward that you just want to search for the next person. You know, search for that other no, because every time you get a no, you're that much closer to a yes. That's hard to believe, but it's true. And we will learn more about talking like the Frank's list in like the series 201 when we discuss about income producing activity. Woohoo! It's great. So get prepared for that. And your belief. Like I said earlier, your belief, I love this is in the back of our success guide. Belief doesn't come from success. Success comes from our belief. You know, the gems did not, and the jewels, I call them gems, they're jewels, did not get where they are today with mediocre belief. They didn't get it with one day they have belief, one day they didn't. You know, and this is a hard pill to swallow. When you're on that roller coaster ride, it's hard. And I'm being very honest and real and raw with you right now, because it needs to be understood that it's not always peaches and cream. I mean, you're going to have some, you know, mudslides in there. You're going to have some avalanches. But when you're on that valley, just know that the only way you can go is up. And when you go up, you grow so much as an individual, and your belief continues to grow. When you are on those valleys, just dig your heels in, find a diamond documentary that you connect with, watch it over and over. Reach out to somebody. Read personal growth books. You know, Eric Warways are great. Build that belief not only in the company, build it in the industry that you're in. Build it in your products. Be a product of the product. If something's not working, tweak it. If something's not working, tweak it again. You have to build your belief, because belief is your foundation of your success. When you have belief, your success is a given. It's just going to take time. And just remember, your journey is an amazing journey. So own it and run with it. So building belief in Plexus and create a database. Now, who's ready for like some homework assignments? Okay, I know not everybody likes homework, but we're going to have some because this series is going to be so many things. This is going to help you build your belief. This is going to help you get some tools and avenues to grow your business. So, like in your nooks and crannies, if you're one of those busy people that don't have time to even have time to do anything, so in your nooks and crannies, like when you're going to the bathroom or like when you're washing your dishes, have a notebook or, have a piece of paper stuck on your cabinet so you can write it down, whatever. Listen to 1 to 2 opportunity calls a day. Watch Diamond Documentary a day. 15 minutes a day, dear guys. 15 minutes a day, guys, can change everything. 1 Diamond Documentary, 2 Diamond Documentaries a day, reading testimonies, doing whatever. Start a log at what you're listening and watching to, because some people say, oh yeah, I've been watching this, I've been reading this. I cannot tell you how many times that I've talked to Alicia Kent, and if I'm struggling in something, I might get frustrated or whatever it may be. The first thing she'll ask me, she goes, what are you reading? She is good because she wants to know what I'm reading. And if I'm not reading something, which normally I am, but if I'm not, then that's on me. That's not anybody. That's not on anybody but myself. So I have to own it. So write down what you're reading to. If you're watching a Diamond documentary, write down a few tips about that Diamond documentary. What resonated with you? Why did it resonate? Who do you know that could resonate with? Some examples like Sarah Marble. She was a nurse who retired. Cheyenne Weeble was a kindergarten teacher who retired herself and her husband, and has financial freedom to commute Vietnam, here it goes again, to see the future of their adopted daughter. That's amazing. So, do it. You paid $34.95 to join the company. Use this opportunity to give yourself a year. Give it at least that 110%. Because I promise you, if you do, and you do these things, you will be successful. It's just going to take time. So I'm going to stop sharing because that concludes it for the training. So I might have been long-winded. I have no idea what time it is, so I apologize. It's my fault if I went too long. I own it. I take it. So does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself if you do. And if no one has questions, I'm going to assume that I was perfect, which I know I was not. No questions at all? You guys, you're going to make me cry. I feel so honored. Okay. Well, next week is, don't forget, next week is going to be huge. So I encourage each and every one of you to continue these series. It's every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Central Time. But next week is Michelle Perrine, and she's going to be discussing the sharing of Plexus in social media and resources. So you want to learn some really cool tips beyond next week's recording because it's pretty awesome. And if you aren't, I expect everyone to be silver if you're not already silver by next week, and bring those team members onto the training as well. That's a great idea. So, okay, I'm going to stop recording.